Well, that's hilarious. Finally complete is what I see after I had to quit because I got caught. See where I last got it saved. Damn it. I got trapped in something and there was no getting out without no clipping, basically. Oh, right. Okay. What do I have on me? Yeah, gotta make some changes. My plan for today, I'm just gonna get rid of that stuff. That, I don't need that. First of all, the, that thing, oh, the sugarcane thing. Basically, there's no, there's nothing to prevent, the, piston from just constantly, these are all empty, right? Running, there could be, you know, I could throw in like a pulse extender, what's happening is the observer saw that the reed had grown, which of course triggered, the piston to go smack it down and it falls in there. And then the piston retracting told the observer that something was happening, and the observer told it to extend again. So it just basically does this over and over. I don't really care. You know, I have to get pretty close to it before I can hear it, so it's just kind of irrelevant. So, you know, that's a mess. But otherwise it works, I think. What did I... Yeah, I've got 29... so far, 41 cacti. Which actually doesn't make any sense to me. I think reeds usually grow faster than cacti, so either I'm missing... either something's not working, or... possibly... there's reeds somewhere in this system that I just don't... They haven't caught up to where we're going yet. It doesn't really matter to me. I've got a surplus of iron guys because I was upstairs... keeping the portals up there going. To that end, I got this cleared out right before I last backed this up. I think, well, yeah, that's obviously empty. But this is full of gold, like up to somewhere, I don't even know, yeah, beyond my reach. I think meat's about the same way. So, you know, gold is easy. I can just rip it all out and turn it into gold bars. Do something with those. The meat's worthless. I can feed it to dogs, or I can hand it over to clerics, although that's... it takes some time, because, you know, the best you can do with a cleric is 36 meats for an emerald, and 36 being more than 32, it's basically you need a... It's just not a good thing to try trading. Anyway, I wanted to... something's been bugging me. Well, a lot of things have been bugging me. Over here at the house, which I'm just going to fly to because it's seriously faster. Should have stopped over here first. The front yard has grass, that's cool. The backyard has this courtyard thing, is all grassed in, and it's even grown to. In fact, basically, you know, it's all dirt with one transplanted grass block, and then this happens as like basic yard work. This has been here for a bit. Like, since I started building the house, really. This over here... for a while it was just kind of a grass, or a dirt border. And then I put water in it because Enderman kept stealing the stuff and like letting water in anyway. This is better. I got a grass block transplanted like there-ish. So it's starting to seep, you know, spread. But and I have like 9 blocks right here, but I need more grass or more dirt. Either doesn't matter to me, but since my shovel hasn't got silk touch, it's going to be dirt. So I'm going to go try something that I kind of just tried, but, well, you know what, I wouldn't be shocked if it happens again, and then you'll see why I had to reset. It's a bug. On which topic? Well, two things related to this. One, I'm flying back north because I don't want to load too much of the map. Because, again, 113 is coming out sometime, any decade now. And, the less map that I reveal in playing around, and to be real, I've, you know, a radius of a couple kilometers, I've got probably a dozen square kilometers already revealed, none of which will ever natively have any water plants or shipwrecks or coral or whatever. Let's go green. That's grass colored, right? So I'll put this here and figure I can find it based on those reads. Yeah, I don't want to do a lot of wandering around loading stuff that in the relatively near future, I would hope, should be all 113-y. If I don't load it now, it'll potentially give me... I don't want to basically have to go very far from home once we get to 113 to find shipwrecks and coral and whatever other generated structures and stuff. We do know, even just from the pre-release last week, that you know, fish as entities, objects, whatever, we are getting those already. Wentworth's, the water zombies, because the drowned is too hard to say. If you're not in on the joke, if you ever saw Creepshow, you know, Ted Danson, and I still can't think who Rebecca was, but yeah, Harry Wentworth was, you know, Leslie Nielsen from, like, yeah, I don't know, what do the kids today know him from? Probably nothing. He's been dead for a decade. Naked Gun and, you know, Police Files, whatever. Airplane. You know, caught these people and set them up to drown, and they came back as zombies because it was, you know, George Romero, Stephen King. Had a couple of zombie segments in it, honestly. But they were unrelated-ish. Not really. Every scene, there were 5 stories in it. And every one of them had the same ashtray. It was kind of the linking factor. Anyway, the cat. If you're wondering why... Oh, I'm out of room. Why I'm being so careful here, that's related to having to restart. It's just a mess. I'm going to need that bed soon enough. I'll put that here. Somewhere. I had the same problem, you know, back in like August or September. I was, when I needed a bunch of sand. This shovel is fast. Efficiency 4. And, as a result, if I do this too quickly, I probably just did it, it will, I'll invisibilize. I'll get rid of the, evident dirt block that I'm going after, where I'm getting like 10 or 20 a second, maybe more. But I'm pushing forward right now and not going anywhere because the game says this is a solid object. I can remove, if I move fast enough, I can get rid of the, what it looks like. But the collision box will remain. And then all of a sudden I'm wandering around in what amounts to invisible dirt blocks. And if I do it exactly right, I'm capable of getting trapped in them. Like, you know, there will be some above me, some to all sides. I made every effort to get out of that. It was, and it, the worst thing is that dirt is soft enough that you can, jump into it from underneath. You can get your head stuck in it. Sometimes out of room is the problem. So I was basically sitting there, suffocating for like no reason, except that the game was broken. It's funny because I just started talking, and again, that was the point with the not revealing too much of the map, I guess. Pre-release 2 came out today for 1.13. I haven't looked at it yet. I do know that it's mostly, well, it's a pre-release, so definitively it's mostly bug fixes, partly for the stuff that's being released in 1.13 that they're testing now, and apparently partly for some stuff we had problems with for a while, like I've got music off, so this didn't just happen, otherwise it probably would have. It's always been possible for, if you jump out of the game, you know, save quick, go back to title screen, come in here. Whatever music was already playing, or if you're like on a railroad at the time, and you got that track noise, it's possible if you aren't in a minecart when you get that, when you come back, you can jump out or whatever. You'll still have that interminable rolling on track noise until you go beyond just jumping out of the seed and actually shut down the entirety of, like, whatever Minecraft EXE, I assume. I think it probably is. Sounds right. Anyway, that's apparently getting fixed. They have some now checker thingy that notices whether you've got two, like, .ogg files playing at once, or whatever it would be. I haven't really taken the game too far apart. I got about as far as I take things apart. It's something I do. I got about as far as finding the textures, just so I could amusingly replicate the game in Lightwave, CG where this stuff, just to make things, basically make a cube, 6 faces, 6 polygons, and then put textures on it. I was able to get Minecraft textures onto a cube and confuse people with what I had going on in the game. It basically is just retexturing, except it's not in the game. It's not loading new textures in here. It's more taking old textures into a whole other environment where you can troll people with, look what I've got. You'd have to see it, I guess, and I didn't care enough to save it, so. Well, I did, but I don't know where it is. It's gone. What else is new? Not a lot. I think that's, as far as pre-release stuff, it's mostly for my purposes, sound file stuff, and, well, and speaking of textures, I guess, they're still working on tree bark things. I'm not sure what, everyone's annoyed about that, I know that. Oh, it's happened. Let me out. Let me out. No, bad. That, what the hell? You tell me. I mean, I know the answer, I just don't like the answer. It's, you go too fast with a shovel like this, and you get stuck. And then you drown in sand that doesn't actually exist. It's terrible. You know what? I don't care about this right now. At least I don't care about filming it. I will figure it out later. Well, I'm just gonna go back to the house and... Oh, more dirt, yay. It's not where I got stuck, is it? Probably is. Shut up. Yeah, the texture thing is, I'm not even sure which, because there's like two of these. Well, there's this right here, which we've had forever. Well, not forever, but for long enough that we've had it. In general, we've had tree bark textures. If I could see a basic oak trio, it would make more sense maybe, but, you know, tree bark, and then there's this log sawn in half kind of texture. And then for a while, we've had the ability through like commands to get a texture where the bark is on all 6 sides. You don't have that cut in half look anywhere. That's becoming a standard thing in 1.13. Like am I going the right way? Well, I have the ability to merge logs into a log that has the bark texture on all 6 sides. And then there's going to be a way to kind of right-click with an axe and strip all of the bark off a log. And the controversy about this is they're working on way. It's not clear yet whether it is going to be that or if there's going to be a special texture for, you know, top and bottom on the bark things. Which has people concerned because that defeats the purpose. The purpose would be you could have well, you like this. This is probably close enough to, well, it's not exactly a strict log texture, but it kind of looks the same at the moment if I don't open it on all 3 visible sides. If this were, actually it doesn't. It's got that weird dark spot. If this looked different on the, significantly different on the top, that would be what people wanted, and what might happen are different things. People want a log that, regardless of orientation, looks the same from all angles, and that might not be what happens anymore. I guess we'll find out, you know, if 1.13 ever truly comes out. Been waiting for it now since, like, October. Well, sorta. In October we found out there was going to be a 1.13. Because, you know, like, that was never going to happen until someone said so. I suppose that was actually a concern. As hard as, well, not Mojang so much as Microsoft are pushing for whatever console edition, stuff where they've got a marketplace that you can, you know, they can charge $5 for a skin. You'd never get away with that in this version because you can just make your own skin. You know, whatever you want. So yeah, to an extent, the future of the game was in question a little. Whether they were even going to bother updating this anymore, or just pressure people into swapping over to the Xbone or whatever, or Windows 10, I guess is I don't know what to make of that. Since I had this before Microsoft bought Mojang, I got like a coupon code for, you know, and you can have Windows 10 version, it's free. Went in to use the coupon and they said it was already used. I could probably talk to someone about that. Maybe, I don't know who. That was easy. And, you know, potentially get that working after all, but I don't care that much. You know, because again, the only reason to get me to do this in Windows 10 that I can imagine would be to lock out my ability to have my own skin. You know, I could almost just, yeah, give me that back. I don't need these ever at all. Not really. Did that work out? Okay. let's see if I can just get a super layer of this stuff around the... Now I don't have any lights here, which is probably something to be a little annoyed about. I'll get to it. But I assume I'll just use lanterns, because I don't like torches very much. But dangerous though this arguably is to have just under-illuminated surfaces. That's like a 0 or 5, right? Yeah, 10 by 0. And I'll light that up a bit, but all of this stuff is going to be... technically, there's a lot of places things could spawn. For now. I mean, as I get the house done, it'll be different. I'm just thinking if we had a border surrounding this thing, since I intend to expand this out anyway. Then, now, speaking of... No, what the hell time is it? Oh, the sun's over the... Yeah, forgot which direction I was looking. Well, that's okay. I've got pretty good armor. Do I have that on me? No. My shirt is upstairs at the Monster Factory. On the other hand, I can just fly away. That also helps. And furthermore, also, I'm damn near done here, and then I'll just jump inside where a bed is. But this should... yeah, it's an easy place to stop. Oh, I'll just go in here and sleep. Yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't be shocked if they... I can imagine Microsoft would be good with just making this a... Well, not abandonware, because then you could just have it. I mean... That is something of a problem if you don't, you know, jealously guard whatever existing copyright. You stand a chance of having it go public domain, and then you can't profit even as much as you already have. You know, it'd be a trademark issue or a trade dress, you know, whatever you want to call it. I don't think they're in much danger of that. I mean, they've got whatever toys and t-shirts and whatever they have, like Hot Topic, where you can get the goofy creeper mask and whatever else. But yeah, other than that, I can see them just... They're not strictly making money directly off of this game anymore. I mean, everyone bought it for 27 bucks, 5 for... How many years has it been? It was... I remember I started playing with it a bit in really pre-release days, 2009. Maybe it was 2010. Because I was at, I was in the back-end fora at somethingawful.com, and someone came in with a link to the you know, free beta test or whatever. It's like, let's do this, it's Minecraft, it's good, blah blah blah. So we had that suddenly, and it was neat. Not remotely ready to be used. Oh, you know, I had to drop, since I'm already flying, that makes sense. I have a kind of a dirt basket here somewhere, right? One of these? Yeah. I guess I might as well put this where I know it kind of... Well, for now. If I don't have a box dedicated to it in the basement yet. I should have. I'll get one sometime. Where am I? Okay, I'm going to go up to where I can smack monsters and grow all my stuff back. On the one hand, you know you can grow anything back. On the other, it still is like, yeah, you know, am I going to run out before I can go do that? And how long is it going to take to smack this thing back to life? And it's just, you know, for a game that you start out with something made of wood or cobblestone. Now I got something made of diamond that on its own should, you know, last 1,500 uses. And then it's unbreaking, so it's really more like 500 to 1,000 uses. Alright, give me stuff. I don't really have to do this while I'm filming, though. I can do it later. It'll survive that long. Wait, I do leave... Yeah, there's my shirt. There's a guy, but I don't know if... Well, A, I don't know if I can hit him, and B, I don't know if it's worth it. Didn't do anything. I punched him with my twig, whatever my hand is there. It didn't... I don't know why. They just don't always care that I've done that. It's not like he died. Is it? I think if they spawn based on a block up there, they actually spawn down here beneath it. I don't think they spawn up there and fall. That would explain things, though, if they did, because that would give them... That's 21 blocks up. That would be, you know, 3 meters short of dying on impact, so... That would make an element of sense, but I don't think it's the case. I don't hear them making noises like they fall in 21 meters. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, I've got my shirt there, so I know where to find it. Yeah, and then I can do... What time is it? 26, 27. I can do, weapon-y stuff, mending stuff later. Is that like my only thing, is my armor? Well, my wings are probably kind of used up a bit. Get out. Yeah, so those could be built up, and then that shovel. It's what, 12-ish? Yeah. What I could do real quick, since I keep thinking about it, it would be to, oh, nuts. I don't care. Oh, this isn't... You know what? Give me that and that. I am just going to ditch these and I'll figure it out later. I know where they're all going. It'll be fine. Then I'll have room to pick up some gold. And get it consolidated once gold's there. Which is a little stupid. You know, why did I do this? Alright, gold there. Put that there. Get that out of my way. Now I can turn around and pick that up. Or use it. Oh, what I can't do... Let me think about this. How much is jammed up? Nothing. Let me just get rid of it. The issue is if I have that... If I have gold bars in my inventory, I'll show you here. Oh, it's not happening. Maybe it only happens with this one. At some point, it gives you this goofy option to either do what I'm doing here or break something up, and then you have to hold it, you know, long click, whatever the hell it is. It bugs me, whatever it is, I don't like it. So, if I can solve that by just not having this stuff on me, then... you know, getting rid of it once it's a problem. If I get rid of what causes the problem, it seems to solve the problem. That's kind of the definition of problem solving, I think. It's infinitely good. Also, I seem to be running out of room for nuggets. I seriously have no idea how much... I have some idea. It's a lot, is what I'm going to call it. Where's... Anyway, so I'm getting lots of gold. What did I do with it? They're going in here? Yeah. Yeah, this is down to trickle boring, whatever, so... I'm out of time anyway, aren't I? I am at 30, yeah, so there we are. Well, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'll just work on this, get my stuff rebuilt. Yeah, I might collect, like, I've got some sea lanterns and get a little more lit up on, I don't have really that many, 54. I can make more, it's not a problem. But we can probably, I'll get the yard expanded a bit over by the house and filled in with dirt. Maybe I have to go get more dirt, but I don't have to film that either. Alright, I don't know, I'll just see you next time then. So, bye.